Hi guys. This video is done for my CubeSat people, and really I'm going to talk a little bit about VirtualBox. Uh, for the most part, we're using a Windows operating system, but for CubeSat, as you all know, it's going to be using a Linux-based system. So for you to be able to deal with that, um, you really need a virtual box setup so you can actually work individually on your own laptops. Now, that being said, you may or may not have the newest and greatest version, and you may want to know how to upgrade that without losing what you have. Well, to start, what I'm going to do, I'm going to share my screen so you can actually see this. I'm also going to do everything in real time. Uh, Down in the bottom, I'm going to actually put links to different parts of the video so you can jump to them more easily. But anyway, let me share my screen. Okay, you should be seeing my screen over here now. And here's my virtual box. Okay. When I open it, and you can see the icon here. When I open it, you can see I have a number of different boxes here because that's one of the things that I actually wanted to talk to you about was, you know, I want to update, but you know what? I don't want to lose any of these. Okay. So these are just on there. This is the one we're going to work with, but I don't want to lose any of these. So first thing you have to do is go out and download um, the virtual box, the newest and greatest version. If you look it up at the taping of this, the newest, and I've already done this, and let me close this off here. I've already done that. I've already gone out and I've downloaded it, and it's right here. So the newest and latest is 7.2, no, 7.2.6a as of this filming. So I'm going to update. All you really do, and this is very, very simple, you simply run the program. Right now, it's going to say, hey, do you want to do this? Yes, I want to install this. Let me bring this over to the shared screen so you can see what I'm doing. It's simply the installer. I'm going to say next. It's going to ask for the license. Yeah, I accept your license because I want to use the product. Okay, now it's saying, do you want to do custom setup? Hopefully, you've taken the defaults. If you have not taken the defaults when you installed it the first time, hopefully you wrote down where you put it. Otherwise, you're going to have to go look all this stuff up. Okay. I took the defaults, and just as a rule of thumb, that's usually the best thing. If somebody says, hey, here's where I'm suggesting you put it, take their advice. If you need to update later, it's easier. You don't have to remember what you've done. So here's where I put it last time. It's all fine. Next. Warning, network disconnection. Well, it's going to disconnect you from the network. That's okay. Uh, Missing dependencies. We're going to deal with that later. Installing the Oracle Python bindings requires the Python core package. We're going to take care of that. Don't worry about that. Do you want to add all this stuff? Start by default. Yeah, I'm just going to take the defaults and install. And it's doing its little thing. Now, again, I'm doing this in real time. some of the other items that we want to do, I want to show you how to share a flash drive. The new version is a little different. Not different. The color scheme's a little different. We can go ahead and start it because that's what we want to do anyway. All right, so getting started. Notice here's the getting started page. And you can import and export these also, but won't do that in this one. If that's a need, let me know and I'll do that. But if you click here, hey, look, there they are, all of them, all of them. Now, what's really kind of important is that you be able to take a snapshot. Let me come over here. Extensions, media, network, cloud storage, resources. Over here we have details, snapshots. Well, before I go, this was just one I just put in, and I'm going to talk just a moment about what I've done with that. I gave it 6 gigs of RAM and 4 processors. Just a 25 gig hard drive. Minimum stuff, because this is just a demo. Here's snapshots. Snapshots are hugely important. Okay. And hopefully I'm going to have time to show that. But here's this OS, Ubuntu 24.04 long-term support. Okay. Here's a clean install. Here's the current state. Okay. If you take a snapshot, you can bring this back to any point of the snapshot. Okay, so in this case, right now, here's what I've done. I've installed Ubuntu 24 long-term support. Also, if you need to see a video on that, I also have another one out. I'll try to remember to link that in the description also. If not, it's CFS and Karwowski. You do a search, you'll find it. And in there, I have the actual install of Ubuntu. So you can see how that's done. But anyway, at this point, I installed it. I did all of the updates. And as of, great date, as of Friday the 13th, 2026, February, this is up to date. So anything I do, I can come back to this point. So what I would suggest is creating a snapshot. For example, go through, install the SDRPlay and all that we're going to do at the end, and take another snapshot. And again, if I have time, I'm going to show that. I'm on a free version of Zoom, so hopefully I only have 40 minutes. Hopefully it's not going to be anywhere near that time. Anyway, this is an absolute clean install. If I wanted to run one of these, you simply go over here, click start. Well, we want to run this guy. So I'm going to click start, and it's going to open, hopefully all in my shared window, or I'll have to move it over. It's going to run Ubuntu. Starting VirtualBox, doing its little thing. And we're going to see Ubuntu coming up. Now, I tried to make this as easy as possible, okay, because we want to do a number of things. I want to show you how to share a flash drive. I want to show you how to do a shared folder. And I want to show you, let's see, what else I want to do. How to install gqrx. I think that's pretty much it. We've done the update, so we now have the newest version of VirtualBox. Now, here's Ubuntu. If you're unfamiliar with it, this is the dashboard. Okay. It's like the taskbar for Windows. It's down in the bottom. Theirs is on the side. We're going to do a number of things. Unfortunately, there's two commands we're going to have to do at the command prompt, which I don't know why I said unfortunately, because for CubeSat, we're doing like a Raspberry Pi. So we're going to do a lot of stuff from the command prompt. So you're going to get familiar with that anyway. All right. But one of the things we want to do is we want to put stuff here. Well, here are all your applications. If you click here, I just left clicked. Here are all my applications. You can actually do a software update. And you know what? I'm going to suggest go ahead and do that. You can do it from the command prompt, but you can also do it from the GUI. Most people are familiar with the GUI. So you click on it, it's going to go out, it's looking, it's checking. It should tell me that everything is good. The software in this computer is up to date. I hope so, because today's Valentine's Day. Okay, February 14th versus when I installed it last night, it was the 13th. Okay, so we are up to date. If you want something pinned over here, and we're going to, just to show you, I'm going to pin terminal over here so I don't have to come in here all the time to run it. You right click and pin to dash. Now, when I do that, you're going to see it show up over here. Pin to dash, there it is. Okay. Now, whatever I do, I click, this is your files. If I click files, here are my files. Okay, see, there's not much over here. Okay, there's no flash drive or anything else over here. Okay, so click that. If I want to get into terminal, I don't have to go down here and look. I simply click here. There's terminal. All right. Now, there's a couple commands. And right now we are up to date as far as the software goes. Now, we want to actually install a couple things here. Let me get out of here and show you this. Under devices, here's where we can do a lot of things. If we want a USB, we come over here. It's all over here, whatever you have plugged in. Okay. I actually don't have the flash drive plugged in at the moment, but that's okay. Shared folders. If you click shared folders, and this is like everything's going in here. Once you have this open, you could go to USBs, shared folders, and they're different types. We're going to do a machine shared folder, but here's where you can set up serial ports and other items that are needed. Okay, one of the things that is needed is this guest edition CD. Okay, now I'm going to kind of show you what happens. We want to run this software. Okay, so we want to insert this CD. We click on it, and it's going to show up down here. There it is. Wow. We're ready to do stuff, we think, but we're not. And I'm going to show you. If you click on it, okay, this comes up. This is the CD, and it's set to auto run. And you can see that up here. Contains software to run. Do you want to run the software? Yes, that would be a good idea, because this is what's going to allow us to share folders and things. So yes. Now, I will tell you, there's going to be an error here because we haven't done something. And I want to show you how to fix that. But I'll show you the problem. We're going to run it. Hey, do we want to do this? Yes, run. Okay, it's going to ask you for the password. Now, this is a really, really tough password that I put in this. And if you watch the install video, I use the same password. It's, don't tell anyone. 1, 2, 3, 4. Please don't use that. This is a demo only. But anyway, 1, 2, 3, 4 is the password. Just so you can see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, we have a problem. Okay, we don't have this bzip2 not found. Okay, there's compressed files on here. It's saying, hey, we need to do something here. So you could go out and do sudo app install bzip2, go through all that. You know what? That's all fine and good. However, there is a better way. You'll see the command down in the link. Okay, we're going to go to the terminal and we are going to run build essentials. Okay, we're going to not run, we're going to install build essentials. That is used in a whole lot of things. It's actually used in the SDR. Okay, if we don't have that installed, you have to go out and do all of the individual packages. Well, we're going to take care of that problem right here. So to do something, we have to do sudo. That's going to say, hey, we're going to do this under the authority of root. Sudo app install build dash, and hopefully I can spell essentials. Okay, and hit enter. It's going to ask for the password. 1, 2, 3, 4. Enter. Wait, unable to locate the package. Did I spell it wrong? Check the link down below. Now, if you need to recall the up and down arrows, down arrow doesn't do anything right now, but up arrow will come back and show you what you typed. Well, I don't want essentials. I spelled it wrong. Okay, there's no S. Build essential. I deleted that. Now I hit enter. Do I want to do this? Yes, I want to do this. And it's doing all this fun stuff. It's actually installing all of these packages that you're going to need. All right, now we're done. Now we need to reboot. So we do sudo reboot. And it's going to reboot our Ubuntu box. All right, this is coming up. And believe it or not, we're almost done. Okay, the rest of this stuff's all pretty easy. Hey. All right, so we're back. Let's click here. And now let's run the software. Yes, I want to run it. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now it's going to run through and install all of everything that is needed here. So it's building the modules and so on and so on. Again, I'm doing this in real time so you can actually see how long it is going to take to do these things. Just an FYI, I running on an i5. Okay, it's an 11th gen i5. Close the window. Okay, so now we can get out of that. And we can reboot, but you know what? Instead of rebooting, I'm actually going to shut down. It's going to do the same thing because I want to set the other items up. So let me exit out of this. and come over and power down the unit. All right, this is powering down. Now, what we're going to do is, here's current state. Okay, I want to go into settings. Okay, in settings, okay, we want to do a couple things. Okay, like here's the identity. Under shared clipboard, I want to share the clipboard. And you can do host to guest, guest to host. I'm going to do bidirectional. I also want to be able to drag and drop stuff. So I'm going to set that. That is under general, under features. So that's now set. Now, USB. USB is really important. Okay. Now, they've changed the coloring, which makes it really tough to see. If you take a look, I have enable USB. Yes. Now, I don't know if you can see this. You might have to pause this and look really, really close. But there are 3 circles here. Under the 2.0, USB 2.0, there's a little black thing. Let me click on 3. I click on 3, it's now active. 2 is now active. And I know you probably can't see it because this is just a little screen. But if you look at your USB, okay, if it's blue, if the little bar is blue in there, that's a 3.0. If the little bar is black, that's a 2.0. So that's kind of how you can kind of tell, for the most part, if it's a 3.0 or 2.0. That's not always the case. But if you don't have it selected correctly here, you will not be able to see it. Okay. Matter of fact, I may show you that, although this video is getting longer than I wanted. Okay, I'll just leave it at the 2.0. So that's fine. Oh, didn't want to close that. Okay, shared folder. Okay, I want to share the folder. So machine folder, that's what I want to share. Click on it. There's a little plus over here. Yes, plus, path. Click other. Now go to where you want. Okay, if I want, for example, this test folder to be shared in my downloads, okay, I click on it and say select folder. Now, it's selected. I can make it read only. I'm going to allow both ways, so I'm not going to do that. I want to auto mount it. What that means is every time this runs, it will be there. And then say OK. I now have the shared folder. We're not quite done, but I'm done setting it up. Okay. Now, just so you can see in this test folder, I'm going to email you guys this little program. Here's a test folder. This is a little, like a batch file. Okay. And let me slide this over here. I've done all this install stuff for you, so you don't have to worry about typing this stuff and all that. So it's actually going to install and create this whole thing so we can actually run gqrx. But that's at the very end. We're going to do that. And we're going to do it, in this case, I already have it. It's at the shared folder. We're going to pull it from the shared folder. All right, so let me close that and close this. All right, so I've set this up. So now I'm going to start my Ubuntu again, current state. now that I have everything set, I'm going to go in and show you the shared folder thing, because that's kind of nice to have a shared folder because you can do a lot of different things with that. Okay, so here's Ubuntu. Now that I've shared the folder, watch what shows up in here. When I click here, we have this shared folder. Right here is a shared folder. Okay, great. Let's go grab that. Oh, wait, we have a problem. This location could not be displayed. You do not have permission necessary to view. Okay, that's a Ubuntu thing. Okay, its security is keeping us from being able to do this. So we need one more batch file. Sorry, not batch file, one more command. Okay, so we're going to do sudo. And now what we're going to do is we're going to modify the user. So usermod, we're going to add to the group. And the group we're going to add to is VBox shared folder group. And who are we going to add? We're going to add the user who we are. Now you could do a who am I? But I know I'm just going to use the command, and it's $user. And that's going to take the user that I am. And of course, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now that user has access. Well, not quite. You have to reboot because it hasn't taken effect yet. So we're going to do sudo reboot. Otherwise, if I try to view that and my video is getting a little longer than I wanted, it wouldn't work too well for us. So we're going to just reboot. And at this point, we should be able to see we can see the files. Okay, so now we have a shared folder between the Windows and here. And we're actually going to take this install, and I'm just going to show you because I want to show you one other thing here. I'm going to copy it, and I'm just going to go to my downloads and put it in here. So it is now in my downloads folder. All right. At this point, this machine is now ready to go. Okay, I can do the install. Okay, what I want to do is take a snapshot. Take a snapshot. Okay, snapshot 1. What am I going to call it? I'm going to say ready to install. Call whatever you want, and you can get it. You know what? Let's call it, ready to install. And down here, you can give it a description. This box is ready to install. Easy install. And you can tell it more. I mean, you can tell it, hey, easy install is in downloads folder. And I will tell you, in a Linux-based system, in this case, capitalization matters. Okay, must match exact. Okay, it just took that view. Now, what I want to show you is if I power this off, okay, what we have now is we have this guy, which I could restore, or this guy. Okay, so if I want to go back, I can simply go here and restore, and nothing that I've done is there. I don't have to reinstall the OS, which takes longer than this. This takes like, I don't know, 5-10 seconds. Okay, so the only one you can run, you see, I can't run those, is the current state. So we're going to run this current state again because we need to get the software radio working. It's starting, you've seen this, and I apologize for it being this long. I thought it was going to be a lot quicker, but it's just taking a little longer. Okay, so Ubuntu's coming up. We need to go in and run this program. Now, we put it in downloads. Now, if I try to run it, and you can check this, if you right-click, run as program, what's going to happen is it's not going to like that. And if this ever happens to you, watch what's going to happen. Run as program. Password 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, apparently I had it set. I'll show you when I come back. There's a little checkbox that it may or may not run if it is not checked. And while this is doing this, let me show you what I'm talking about. If you right-click and go to Properties, there's a little checkbox that says Executable as Program. Okay, I'm actually a little surprised it actually ran there because usually it will not. And if you may have to turn this on. I always check to see if it's on, if I'm going to run it, and make sure it's on. But anyway, that's what you may need to do there. Right now, it's just doing its little thing. Once we do this, we're going to be able to go into Terminal and run the program. Or we could do it another way. But I want to show you the terminal method. Again, that Build Essentials added a lot of stuff that allowed this to happen easily. This package is actually doing adding CMake and some other things that are important for like compiling C and things like that. See the license. I want to quit. Yes, I want to continue. It's now checking for all this. Yes, I do want to do this. And it's doing its little thing. Okay. All right. gqrx. First time you run it, now this is for the software, for the SDR. First time you run it, it's asking to configure because it's never been configured before. So it's saying, what device am I supposed to be listening to? And there's some other things that you can set in here. Okay. The SDR should show up in here. We're just going to do this because I want to show you what happens. You do that, here you go. Okay. And you can pick the frequencies and all that stuff. If you need to go back in to reconfigure, File, Input-Output Devices, and you get this coming back up. Okay. Now, if you quit this, once you've set it, once you've set it and you run it again, that's not going to come up. The input box isn't going to come up because it's already set. That only comes up the first time. Otherwise, you simply come in here and change the devices. That's pretty much it. Now, the other thing I want to show is sharing a USB, a flash drive. Now, I don't have one plugged in. Now, if you remember, I set it to a 2.0. This, I'm going to have to get up because my USB, this is a 3.0. Let me show you what happens. I plug a 3.0 in. And I'm sorry I had to kind of walk away, but in front of my computer's on the other side. Okay, that is plugged in. It's no problem. If I come over here, I have this partitioned, okay, but I have it set there, okay. It's not showing up here. Okay, devices, USB. Okay, here it is. It was a pony if you couldn't tell. So let me click on it. Oh, can't attach USB. It can't attach it because that's a 3.0 and I have my devices and you can't change the devices in here. Okay, if you go to settings, you can't change these. And you can barely see the little circle on a 2.0 here. So you're stuck. So let me take a 2.0 and swap them out. I should eject, but I'm not because I'm running out of time. Okay, this has the blue tip. This is a 3.0. I put a 2.0 in. Now, USB 2.0. And there's the USB right there. And you can see what I have on there. All right. Anyway, that's how you share those devices. On the USB, we're going to eject that one. Now I can pull it out. All right. Hopefully that has given you a little more insight into this. I will have the other information down in the description. Any problems, guys, let me know. Stop sharing. All right, if you have any problems, please let me know, and I'll see what I can come up with. All right. Good luck and have fun.